Hey, this is another great video by Ricky Kennerly Cichlids. In this video we're looking at how I do my aquarium water changes part 2. In the past I've used a python to siphon the water out of my aquariums, but now I've been using a pump to go uphill and not having to use excess water to get a siphon going or to use buckets. It's worked great. That was in part 1. I've got it down to where I want it to this time with this water change. Sometimes I take more, sometimes I take less. I recently talked about in that video about how I get a Rubbermaid trash can. I got one at Walmart for $29. It's a good one. It's got wheels. We'll see how it goes when I fill it up. I'm going to show it to you now, and then we're going to get this trash can filled up, and we'll start the filling of the water. Now when I fill up the water, I'm going to put the pump that I actually use to take out the water, and I'm going to be circulating it while I put in the chlorine out. Chlorine can cause permanent damage to the lungs, gills of your fish. It's not something that they'll heal up. So when people take this lightly about putting chlorinated water in here and then added the chlorine out, that's not what I don't like that. I don't go for that. You may do that, that's fine. I don't do that. So I'll be having a circulator pump going in the trash can with when the water's in there, then I'll add the chlorine out. Now right now the temperature is good where the water I'm getting from the sink is not too cold. In the future, in the colder months, I may have where I have either a bubbler or a circulator pump with a heater in there to get the temperature up to the spec so that it won't shock my fish. Now let me show you how the actual trash can I got for $30 and how I have it set up to fill up with water. Okay, this particular trash can you can get at Walmart. I'm sure you can get them around the world, different types. This one's a Rubbermaid. It's not too wide. It goes in between the doors of your house pretty well, so you can move it around from room to room. What I have here is the hose looped through here, and just in case it won't come out when it's filling. It holds up to 50 gallons. I don't think that actually you'll need 50 gallons for here, but we'll put 50 gallons anyways because I could be doing other water changes in this room as well. So let me get the water going. I have it set up just like a normal python is to the sink, and we'll get the water going. So as you see right here, I got the trash can filling with water. Now you don't want to take a nap when you're doing this, of course, because it can cause you problems if you do. But you're not having to walk up and down the stairs with buckets or jugs or whatever. Once this gets filled up, I'll put the appropriate amount of chlorine out, and I'll be using a pump to put it back into the aquarium. Now this will be done a little bit quicker than with jugs or buckets, and the flow from a hose will be a little bit less, I would say, stressful to the fish. Everything's settled in the aquarium. Now when you put the water back in, it could stir up some stuff, and then it could take, normally after a water change, it's about 24 hours, and it really clears up because of the debris you stir up during the water change and then in the filling of it. So I'll get back to you when I'm filling the water. Now see, this is something I wanted to do for a long time. The reason being, it takes less time, you're using less water. It's just a great thing to do. I've done it at work before, and I've been wanting to do it, and I finally have gotten a good trash can that will work for this project. And it's a great way for people to do water changes if you've got big tanks or multiple tanks. Now while we're waiting for the trash can to fill up, which you're not going to have to wait because I'll be, cutting it off and you'll be able to see it just here in a couple seconds. But it's filling up right now. I wanted to show you what I've been using for chlorine out in my aquarium. basically I don't really have any local fish stores in the area like in this town. When I talk about taking my fish to a local fish store, I actually have to drive 45 minutes. So I don't have any PetSmarts, Petcos, anything like that in the area, in this specific town that I live in. And there's just a little small fish store that he basically raises all his own fish. He doesn't want to purchase any, and he has very little supplies. So most places there's maybe a little pet store in the mall, but they don't have real inexpensive chlorine out. So this is a 18-ounce chlorine out. Most of your chlorine outs are going to be made in the United States. This one is got the Made in the USA sticker there. I think you can see it. Let me zoom in on it. Oh, let me get it there, right there. So I like that about it, because I am from the United States. Some of you are watching from different countries in the world, but you want to support your own country. That's just logical. So this is chlorine remover plus conditioner. It does 2,160 gallons, and for that it only costs $6.98 at Lowe's. That's a lot of water changes I can do for $6.98. Now you can order things, chlorine out, through the internet. I have thought I was getting a better deal. What happened? Three times I ordered chlorine out, and then it was damaged during shipping. So after this last time and had a hassle about getting it sent and so forth, and the postponement of getting it, I thought no more of that. I'm going to get my chlorine out from somewhere in town. So I checked Lowe's. This is basically for ponds, but it can be used for your aquariums. It's the same stuff. And they have it in the pond selections. And this is a fortifying natural botanical extracts that boost fish protective slime coat. And on what it says that it has in here, which I don't know if the ingredients, it has natural mineral salts, tea tree. Tea tree is really good for a lot of things. You can research that on Google. Not everything you see on Google is true, but you're going to get the basic information on tea tree. And the yucca extract. So the yucca extract is really good for slime coat. So I thought that was interesting to tell you, some good information to tell you about this specific product. Not that I'm saying this is the best, I just want to show you what I use. Next week I could use something else, but it's made in the USA, it's inexpensive, and there's a lot of Lowe's in people's towns, so it's accessible to a lot of people that watch my videos. So, we'll be here in just a second, putting the water back in. Now, before I do that, I'm going to show you how I'm going to do a little bit of circulating with the pump, and then also put in the correct amount of chlorine out for the trash can. So I have a little bit of disappointing information on this trash can I'm using. Looks like I'll only be able to go about 3/4 of the way up. It's about 35 gallons full. It's starting to bow, so that's about as much as I'll do at a time, which is still going to be way easier than to do buckets. So I'll show you how it blows a little bit. If you want to get a trash can yourself, you may want to invest in the industrial grade that a lot of the janitors use at the stores. So let me show you the trash can, see what it looks like. So basically it bowed right in this area here, and a little bit here. I don't think it's going to be a problem, but I'm not going to go all the way up with it just in case. So I walked the hose all the way back from the bathroom to here to get all the chlorinated water out. I have an extension cord, and I'm going to put the pump in there to get it circulating, and then we'll put in the chlorine out. So you can see it's about 3/4 full, which still will work with what I want it to do. And most cases I'm not going to be doing as big a water change as for this 125, but a little disappointing. Just so you know, in case you were thinking about buying this particular trash can. Okay, I have the circulator going in there. The same pump I'm using to put water in the aquarium and take it out. So now it's a cap full for every, for this particular chlorine out, it's a cap full for every 20 gallons. So I'm going to probably put I'll probably put two capfuls, and that should take care of it. A lot of times I put too much or too little when I'm trying to micromanage it per gallon or for a bucket. So this makes it a lot easier. So let me put the chlorine out in the bucket, into the trash can, and then we'll start putting it into the aquarium.